When a college student is stuck in a time loop, reliving her birthday and a terrifying murder of herself over and over again, Tree Geldman has to race against time to unmask her killer and break free from the chilling cycle. The movie starts with the bell ringing at Bayfield University on Monday, the 18th. Teresa Tree Geldman wakes up with a hangover on her birthday in her schoolmate Carter Davis's dorm room. She ignores a call from her dad. After she asks for Tylenol, she leaves and encounters Carter's roommate, Ryan, who awkwardly asks if they slept together, much to her annoyance and Carter's embarrassment. As Tree heads to her room, she meets a guy named Tim, whom she went out with. He wonders why she hasn't replied to his texts, and she explains that their date to Subway made her uncomfortable. In her room, Tree finds her roommate Lori Spangler. Realizing she's late for class, Tree hurriedly prepares. Lori gives her a cupcake she baked, but Tree blows out the candle and throws the cupcake away due to the carbs. Tree attends her class and later meets with her professor, Gregory Butler. They are having an affair even though Gregory is married. His wife Stephanie shows up at the door after Tree blocks it with a chair. They then pretend Tree is seeking his help. Tree joins her sorority sisters for a lunch meeting about a spring dance. The head sister, Danielle Bausman, scolds another sister, Becky, for bringing junk food. When Becky leaves and accidentally spills food on Tree while bumping into Carter, Carter tries to return Tree some jewelry she left behind. However, Tree pulls him aside to keep the fact that she slept in his room a secret. Danielle invites Tree to a party at a dorm later in the evening. While walking alone through the campus, Tree encounters a group of guys wearing the school's sports team merchandise, known as the Babies. Near a bridge, she hears a music box and finds someone wearing a baby mask. Despite threatening to call the cops, the masked person runs away. However, the person later chase and catch Tree, ultimately stabbing her to death. Tree wakes up in Carter's room on the same day. Feeling scared and puzzled, she leaves the room, experiencing a sense of déjà vu. Back in her room, she refuses Lori's cupcake again, but decides to leave it instead of throwing it away. Stephanie catches her in Gregory's office, which is now locked. During lunch, Tree tries to warn Becky about the upcoming incident with Carter, but despite her efforts, the same events unfold. Tree goes to the party again, making sure to avoid the bridge this time. Upon reaching the dorm, she encounters someone wearing the baby mask, causing her to scream and react by punching the person. To her surprise, it's Nick, Danielle's boyfriend, and the party is actually in celebration of Tree. She socializes, drinks, and tries to enjoy herself. While in Nick's room, the real killer appears and fatally stabs Nick. Unbeknownst to Tree, she receives a text from Danielle accusing her of being involved with Nick behind her back. The killer then attacks Tree, using a broken bong piece to incapacitate her. Tree wakes up once more in Carter's room, feeling even more unsettled. She rushes to her room and confides in Lori about someone targeting her. Lori advises her to take a break and stay in her room for the day. Tree secures the room, putting up boards to keep anyone from entering. However, that night, the killer manages to break in. Despite Tree putting up a fight, she is ultimately stabbed to death. Experiencing the same events once more, Tree shares her predicament with Carter, who is understandably puzzled. He proposes that she narrows down her list of potential suspects to discover the killer. Carter speculates that the murderer might be focusing on Tree's birthday, making everyone at school a suspect since Danielle spread the word about the surprise party. In her quest for the killer, Tree investigates different suspects. Initially targeting Tim, she finds him in his room watching gay porn. After another death, she considers Stephanie, but she spots her just before the killer drowns her. Turning her suspicion towards Danielle, Tree ends up perishing on her own after a fight and a bus accident. After eliminating some suspects, Tree becomes suspicious of Gregory. While searching his office, she discovers a baby mask in his drawer. However, the killer stabs Gregory and pursues Tree to the parking lot. She manages to escape in a car, feeling relieved. But when pulled over by a cop, Tree lies about being drunk and high to get into a cell and avoid the killer. However, the killer kills the officer and hits the cop car, causing a gas leak. To eliminate Tree, the killer drops a birthday candle, igniting the fuel and attempting to blow her up. Tree wakes up in Carter's room once more. To prove her awareness of the repeating day, she points out familiar occurrences, such as a car alarm, sprinklers interrupting studying students, and a group of activists with one member falling to the ground. Carter takes her to a nearby burger place, Concerned about running out of chances, Tree shares her worries and explains she's been avoiding her dad's calls since her mom passed away 3 years ago. They come across a news report on TV about a serial killer named Joseph Toombs, targeting young women. Tree believes he's the killer and hopes to put an end to him. Tree and Carter rush to the hospital to thwart Toombs, but he has already killed the security guard and is freed. Armed with a fire axe, Tree attempts to escape from Toombs after he tries shooting her. Carter tries to save her, but Toombs breaks his neck. Although Tree manages to disable Toombs, she realizes that if she breaks the time loop, Carter will remain dead. To prevent Toombs from catching her, she climbs to the top of the bell tower, choosing to hang herself and vowing to confront Toombs soon. In the new loop, Tree starts with a more positive attitude. She warmly greets Carter, warns others about the sprinklers, and is friendly to Lori. When Tim approaches her, she kindly acknowledges his preferences and encourages him to love freely. In Gregory's class, she interrupts to end their affair and drops the class. During lunch, she indulges in junk food and stands up to Danielle, humiliating her. When Carter returns her jewelry, she kisses him in front of everyone and invites him to join her for her birthday later that night. Tree has lunch with her dad, David. She tells him it's been tough since her mom passed away, but she loves him, apologizes, and they share a laugh to lighten the mood. They enjoy their meal together. Tree gets ready to confront Toombs. With a knife in hand, she disarms the security guard, takes his gun, and instructs him to call for backup. Entering Toombs' room, she aims the gun at him, but forgets to disengage the safety. In the ensuing struggle, Toombs overpowers Tree, slamming her against the wall. However, a timely blackout gives her a chance to escape his grasp. Seizing the moment, she positions herself behind him, removes the safety, and successfully shoots Toombs, ending the threat. Tree and Carter enjoy the remainder of the night together, and she indulges in the cupcake Lori baked for her, making a wish after blowing out the candle. Tree wakes up again in Carter's room. It's still Monday the 18th. Confused and angry, she wonders how she could still be stuck in the loop. Running to her room, she finds Lori offering her the cupcake again. Tree declines, realizing she ate it the night before, and then it hits her. The cupcake was poisoned, and she died in her sleep. Lori, working at the hospital, set Toombs loose to make it look like he killed Tree. Lori confesses, driven by jealousy, and a fight ensues. Danielle interrupts, and Tree manages to shove the poisoned cupcake into Lori's mouth, before kicking her out the window to her death. Tree and Carter are in a diner, watching the news report on the incident. Danielle is doing an interview for publicity. Carter begins to mention that Tree's situation reminds him of Groundhog Day, but she has never heard of it or Bill Murray. Tree wakes up and hears the birthday ringtone again. Carter pretends she's just waking up hungover again. Tree starts to freak out until Carter reveals it was just a prank, and it's officially Tuesday the 19th. They laugh about it and kick Ryan out when he tries to come back inside before they start kissing. And the movie ends here. Thank you for watching, and I highly recommend watching the entire movie as it is incredibly enjoyable. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel, so you can stay updated and receive notifications whenever we upload new videos.